Dead Sea today for 2 nights, and hopefully we've got some sun, so it's gonna be nice. My sunglasses are broken. They're broken in Amman. We had one on a, oh no! Went ahead and bought some crazy glue, but they just broke again, so more crazy glue tonight, and hopefully we'll have 6 glasses to see what we were trying. It's just original. Plain salted chips. Boring. There you go. Minus 100 below sea level. There is the Dead Sea, folks. We're getting so close. There's the Dead Sea. Minus 400 and we'll be there. Oasis Dead Sea Hotel. It's very fancy. Better be for $200 a night though. We are really treating ourselves here. We are down at the Dead Sea and I cannot wait for tomorrow morning. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna be doing some floating with the girls. We just put our feet in. That's about all for now. It's a little chilly on the top, but it's nice and warm. We're in the mall and it is so bright in here. Holy man. Traditional ice cream picking. Who wants to go to the Dead Sea this morning? Do you want to go to the Dead Sea too? We're all ready to go on our way to the Dead Sea for a little salty swim and float.
It's a very strange feeling. You can literally float in calf-deep water. And, like everyone says, you can just hop in. It's not a big deal. And the most bizarre part is the whole bottom of it. It's just literally salt.
The water has a very chemical feel to it, so we never let the girls to the edge to splash around on their own.
The sea was pretty great for floating. Now this mama's going for a massage. And the day of the Dead Sea, it was amazing. It was really undescribable how you can float in 8 inches of water. Crazy. Even Tyson floated, and he never ever floats. Ready to go for one more float in the Dead Sea, and then we are off to Masada, which is a fortress on a massive plateau overlooking the Dead Sea. It's a hike. You can hike up or a trek, and you can hike back down. So we'll see what we are gonna do when we get there. See how hot it is. It was 26 yesterday, so we'll see. Glasses seem to be holding up for now. I just got out of having a float in the sea there. Tyson's on his way in now. We have to take turns because there's one's sleeping, one's being an orangutan. The floor of the sea is kind of like walking on barnacles, but it is just pure salt. It is so interesting. It's just unbelievable to fathom that you can float so well in that. It's very oily though, greasy. When you come out, you can't dry off. We made it to Masada and we are going on the tram.
45 minutes a bit. Yeah.
Masada was built just over 2,000 years ago and attracts 750,000 people annually. The fortress has an extensive history of war, power, murder, and suicide. Unfortunately, due to poor planning on our part, the site was closing early due to Sabbath, and we had to leave earlier than desired.
There is Masada. They're telling us we have to leave now.
After leaving Masada, we drove back to Be'er Cheva for the night. From here, we toured some back roads moving northeast through the rolling hills and the countryside.
We found Mary's Spring, which is just right there. So we're walking around in Acre. We found Mary's Spring, where she drank out of, and now we're just tootling around. There's a Russian mosque up on the hill somewhere there, full of gold. And can't seem to find a map for around this town. We have no idea where to go, so we're just aimlessly walking, and if we find something and bump into it, then we'll go into it. If not, we're out for a lovely walk.
We just arrived in Jerusalem now. We checked into our hotel. It's a bit fancier than what you're used to. It's called the Agra Hotel. I'll give you a little room tour here now. In 310. It's 356 shekels a night, I believe it is. Really quite clean, quite fancy. Nothing wrong with it all. Little couch. A view out the window. It's kind of bright. There's a fridge and a safe in there. And the tiled washroom and shower. Now we're ready to head out to Jerusalem and see what we can see.
Time it is. Time to find another lab. It turns out here, I think it's going to be hard. Everyone wants you to have insurance to have blood work done, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done here in Israel or not, but we are off to find a lab now. We're still on the hunt for blood work, and maybe we're getting closer. It's really hard to figure this out when nobody speaks English. Market in Jerusalem here. It's not too busy yet. Lots of fruit, knick-knack. So some local found us a lab that takes foreigners/tourists, but it was not open, so we have to go back tomorrow between 8 and 1, and hopefully for 125 shekels we'll be able to get Tyson's blood work at nighttime.
You like everything? Everything good?
We're venturing out again to try to find this lab. This time we have kind of a map, and we're hopefully going to find it. For a morning stroll. Breakfast. In this market this morning, getting some fresh produce.
After leaving Jerusalem, we drive north to Tiberias and the Sea of Galilee. Here we enjoy hiking on Mount Arbel and into its ancient fortress. We then push on through Rosh Pinah and cross over to the Mediterranean coastal city of Acre for hopes of some tunnel tours.